And we're gonna start on the D string. Let me demonstrate once. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just how I explained on the previous video, whenever we are looping thing, you always want to end on the first note, not the last note. 왜. 조심해, 다쳐. 가 있어. And you could use all 3 fingers or all 4 fingers for 3 and 4, but avoid using just single finger on, especially on 3 and 4. 1 and 2, you're good. 1 and 2, they could stand alone, they could just be pressed by themselves. But 3 and 4, we usually go for 3, either 1, 2, 3 all together, or 2, 3 at least. For 4, you want to use either 3, 4, or all 4 fingers. So we are always getting the help from other fingers. In this exercise, I started from the open string, the D, right? But remember too, when you do the open string, you don't want to stay touched on your fingerboard. The only thing that should touch your fingerboard is your thumb when you're on open string. So make sure your thumb is solid and you are going from completely open to, so while you're playing the D, open string D, prepare and kind of look, we're about to land, and then on the beat 3, 1, 2. Okay, on beat 3, I want you to execute it. So prepare everything while you're playing open string. That's why we're starting from open string, and execute it well. Try to have a good impact landing, also precise landing. If you do that, what's gonna happen is you're gonna, like, because you landed solid, you're gonna feel like you wanna hold this, like pull this down. That's how we hold a note, not by squeezing and pressing. We hold it by kind of hanging, kind of pulling. Well, I got the natural weight over here, so that's enough strength for me to press the note really firm. You do not want to feel like you're really squeezing every time you do it. You don't want to do, especially if your thumb is getting messed up. By doing that, that means you're squeezing. So you can kind of check if you're doing the right thing by you're checking your thumb. If your thumb is getting bent like this way, that's because you're trying to squeeze this so hard. Thumb should be very relaxed, and really it's really just the top fingers landing like that. Here's practice 2. 3, 4. So this one focuses more on taking your finger off rather than just landing it. So when you take your finger off, it's not really only just removing the finger from where it was. I'm actually like, although I have all my fingers on, when I go from 4 to 3, I slightly feel like I'm doing this without really moving my finger. So it's kind of in my head, but I am kind of putting this motion as I like that, kind of so like kind of restarting the note every time, but you're not gonna actually take off. You're actually only gonna take off the finger that you just played, like that. But I'm kind of pressing again that note that I'm going for. So if you do that, you might get this kind of sound where you go. where you're accenting the note, but that's totally fine. In this practice, going from F sharp to G might be challenging at first, but try to feel solid on your G, your fours. If going a fourth finger from your third finger is a problem, then do this first. 3, 4. Yeah, it might be challenging at first because now I said when we use 4, we are going to use both fingers usually, but in this case we can't because we are going from 3, right? So here when I change, I feel like I'm not just doing 4, I feel like I'm doing hand almost. It's not just finger that's moving. You see my arm moving a little bit because I'm engaging my entire hand just a little bit. Okay? 된 것 같은데 그러면? Once you get hang of this practice, you can gradually speed up the tempo. I do recommend bumping up by 10. And if you feel like it's a little too fast, then get it down by 5 and then build up again. When we start practicing with faster tempo, it's gonna give you less time to prepare for your next note. So it's gonna force you to learn the control of how precise you're getting it ready so you can just only focus on execution. Try to do this at least like 5 to 15 minutes per practice session as a warm-up or drill. I do recommend staying on just single string for the session. So for example, if I'm practicing on the D string today, just stay on the D string, get it good on the D string, and maybe next time you come back to practice, you can switch to different strings then. And the order I recommend is D, A, G, C. So we are going from thinner string to thicker strings. Thank you guys for joining me today. We are not squeezing our fingers, but we are hooking them. And don't forget to practice these drills so you can level up your tone. Leave any question on a comment. All right then, this was Tawi from Just Chillin'. Take it easy, and now go practice.